Alright, so I'm going to do a quick tutorial on how to set up a backdoor in Windows. This would be great for if you have physical access to a computer for a few minutes, just to run a few commands, and then you can come back at any time and do what you want with the computer. You'll have access to all the files. You say you get a hold of your brother's, your sister's, your mom or dad's computer while they're logged in for a second, but you normally don't get to go on it. Well, this will help you get on it later. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to start off by opening the command prompt. So in the search bar here, we'll do CMD, and we're going to right click and run as administrator. Now that's the only setback to this setup, is that the person logged in has to have administrative rights on their user. Now if it's normally a personal computer or stuff like that, you're fine. Normally everyone has the administrative rights. So up here I have a file where I save the command instead of me typing out this long thing during the video. Now what it's going to do is the ease of access program that's normally on the bottom left when you're logging in, we're going to get it to display a command prompt when we select a specific option in it. So that's the program here, and we're going to get it to run the command prompt. So we can add it with this command here, and then if you want to later on delete it, we can use this command here. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this into the command prompt, and then hit enter. And as you can see here, we have this operation completed successfully. So now that you've done this, you can just run away, let them work on the computer like nothing happened, and then say they go for lunch or they leave their computer to the point where it locks out. We're back here. So you have a second to get in, do whatever you want, malicious, non-malicious, whatever, access files that you need to get. But we obviously can't get into the user's account because we don't know their specific password. But what we can do is we can access it by selecting here, high contrast, hit apply, and as you can see here, we have a command prompt that popped up. We can unapply it. Or the other option is we can hit the shift key 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this is my host computer, since I'm running a VM that's popping up, so you won't get that window. So from here, what we can do is we can add users, delete users, or in my case what I'm going to do is activate the hidden administrator account that comes default with Windows. As you can see here, this command prompt has administrative rights. So we can do this with a command called net user administrator active yes. And as you can see here, the command is completed successfully. Now I say do this now before you hit switch user. If you hit switch user first and then activate the administrator account, we're going to have to reboot the computer. Now if the user is working on a file or whatnot, they're going to lose their data and they're going to know something's up. So by hitting switch user afterwards, I find that it's activated the administrator account right away. So as you can see here, we can access the administrator. We can browse the computer. So let's pick our users. So this was a user that was logged on. We can go to their desktop, and as you can see, we can see their files. So we could do pretty much anything to any user as we have administrative rights. But before you log off, make sure that you run in the command prompt again to turn off the account. If we don't do it before we log out, and then we run it outside on where we get prompt for logins, we're yet again going to have to reboot the computer to get the administrator account user off the login page, so that the main user of the computer doesn't know that anything happened. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go turn off the administrator account. And as you can see here, the command is completed successfully. So we can go ahead and log off. it was going to log off there. And as you can see here, we're back to where the user was before when the computer locked. There's no more switch user because there is only the one user that's on here. The administrator account is totally gone. So another thing you might be asking yourself is, how am I going to remember such a long, command when I access the computer? You could also save this text file to a USB drive and jam it in there so you can copy and paste it in. But if not, I'm going to show you another way here. So we're going to run the command prompt again as administrator, and what we're going to do is we're going to remove the registry edit that we did previously. So I'm going to copy this in and paste, hit enter. It's going to ask you, would you like to delete it? Yes or no. Hit Y, hit enter again, and as you can see here, the operation completed successfully once again. So I'll log out and show you that it no longer works. We can hit the shift key 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And yet again, this is my host computers. So, and then this is what we should normally get on the machine that you're on. We can no longer click high contrast and hit apply. It's actually just going to change it to the colors that it should be. So we'll set it back to regular, and I'll show you how we can fix this and do this an easier way that you guys may be able to remember. So I'll log back in, and what we can do is we'll make a shortcut of the command prompt. So in case you guys don't have it up here, I'll just do CMD. We're going to right click, copy, and paste it to the desktop. What we're also going to do is click the start button, computer. I'll drag this off to the side. Click your C drive. Click Windows. And then you're going to want System 32. And then in here there's a program called sethc.exe. Now what you're going to notice here is I'm going to name the command prompt here the same name as this so we can get it to run when that program's supposed to run. But so we don't overwrite this original program, we're going to try to rename it. And you're going to notice that you do not have the permissions to overwrite this file. You can't rename it. So another way we can do this is we can open up a command prompt, or we can open up the copy one before we edit it. Actually, I'm going to open up in administrator, so we start off in System 32. So as you can see here, Windows System 32 is where we are here in this file, and we're going to want to run a command called take own. So we're going to try to take ownership of this file. -F to specify a file, and we'll type in the name of the file here. As you can see, success. So now we've taken ownership of it. We can right click this file, go properties, click security, and click edit. As you can see here are permissions if we can modify the file or not. So what we'll do is we'll give the administrator account full access to modify the file, and the user. We'll click OK, apply, and yes, OK again. And as you can see here now, when we go to rename the file, we can say continue, and the file has been successfully renamed. So what we're going to do to this file here is we're going to rename it to the file, just the name, to the file that we just renamed to number 1. We're going to drag that into the system file, or folder. Actually, what I'll do here is I'll clear the search. Now we're back to the regular files. We can drag it in, and let me just drag it down here, don't throw it into a file. We can drag it into System 32 folder, click OK, and it's in there. So that's another easy way to do this and set it up. So now yet again, when the user leaves its computer or locks it, we can use the shift key 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yet again, this is my host computer, so you won't see this window. And we have the command prompt again. So from here, like I said before, we can do multiple things. We can add users, delete users, or activate the administrator account once again. So there's a few ways to set up a backdoor that's kind of hidden that a regular user won't notice. And have fun with it.